and welcome to Baking with Chickens, a show where I bake using eggs from my backyard chickens. I'm Christina, and today I'm going to show you how to make these yummy, ooey gooey, hot cocoa and marshmallow cookies. My new favorite cookies. This is so good. I'm going to show you how to make this recipe with my little secret tip to make it a little extra clearly. Here's a hint. And I'm going to talk about whether or not it matters if your eggs are room temp in baking and how to bring your eggs to room temp quickly. Let's go. Bok bok bake. Holy crap, it's hot. I'm going to show you how to make these hot cocoa and marshmallow cookies. This is the first of my series of sweater weather cookies. I call them sweater weather cookies because it's the kind of cookie that you want to eat when it's like cold outside and you want to be cozy and warm, kind of like this mug of hot cocoa. If you take a look at this cookie, you'll see it is a chocolate cookie, but it's special. You want the creaminess of hot chocolate, but I also want that like chewy gooiness of the marshmallow. And I did a little something extra to the marshmallow to make it like a little extra yummy and give a little complexity in the flavor. I'm gonna crack this open and we're gonna taste test this, but I'm gonna show you how to make this recipe first. Grab the link in the description below on my blog, and you can also get the recipe and follow along. While you're here, if you could please hit like and subscribe, I'd really appreciate it. Let's go. I'm gonna show you how to make this recipe. First step is to mix all of your dry ingredients into a big bowl. Put your 1 cup of all-purpose white flour, half cup of unsweetened cocoa powder, 2 tablespoons of chocolate malt powder, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, and half teaspoon of salt. Stir it all together until it's nice and blended, and then set aside. In the bowl of your stand mixer using the paddle attachment, cream together your 1/3 cup butter and your 3/4 cups of granulated sugar. And mix it together until it's nice and creamy. Did you know that when you're baking, the temperature of your eggs actually matters when it comes to things like cookies and cakes? If you're mixing in a cold egg with like a room temperature butter, the coldness of the egg isn't gonna mix together as well with the butters and the sugar. So it is really important for you to have room temp eggs. I keep my eggs out on the counter because they're from my chickens and they don't need to be refrigerated.
My room temp egg brings all the boys to the yard, and they're all like, it's better than yours. Damn right.
If you're getting your eggs from the grocery store and you're pulling them out of your fridge, a really easy, quick way to bring your eggs to room temp is to take one of your eggs and just put it into a bowl of lukewarm water for about 10 to 15 minutes until it comes to temp, and then room temp eggs. Otherwise, you're gonna let it sit out on the counter for a couple of hours, and I never remember to do that. So if you need to bring your eggs to room temp, just drop in your egg in some lukewarm water and you're good to go. Next, add in your room temp eggs one at a time until incorporated. Mix it on slow. Then add in your 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Now we're going to melt that yummy, delicious chocolate. I'm melting mine over a double boiler, and I put the chocolate chunks on top, and it's a really great way to melt chocolate while making sure it doesn't burn. Now, if you don't have a double boiler, you can easily just put a glass bowl on top of a pot, or you can just microwave your chocolate for about 20 seconds at a time and stirring in between until everything is fully melted. Now that you've got this beautiful, silky, melted chocolate, take it away from the heat and add it into your egg and butter sugar mixture. And you're gonna beat it with the paddle attachment until it's smooth and silky, almost like it looks like brownie batter. Once you've got that beautiful, shiny chocolate butter, you're gonna add your dry ingredients in and mix slowly until all of the dry ingredients are incorporated into the wet. Your batter is gonna be very soft and gooey, so after you've finished mixing it together, put it into the fridge to chill for 1 hour for the dough to settle, set, and make it easier for you to scoop out into the cookie balls later. While the cookie dough is chilling in the fridge, now is the time to prep our marshmallows. I like to cut my marshmallows in half lengthwise because it's easier to fit into the flat cookie versus cutting it the other way. Ooh, look at that beautiful marshmallow cut. Yeah! You're gonna cut all your marshmallows in half so you have 16 halves. So 8 marshmallows, 16 halves. And then you're gonna lay them out onto a baking sheet. Line them with, I recommend foil, not parchment paper, and you're gonna find out why in a second. And then you're gonna grab your culinary torch and you are going to torch them and light them until they toast a golden brown or black, however you like your marshmallows toasted. If you don't have a culinary torch, you can easily put them into your oven on broil mode for a little bit. Keep an eye on them and wait for them to get nice and toasty, and then take them out and let them cool. Okay, so this is a perfect example of do as I say, not as I do, and parchment paper was a terrible idea to line this pan while I'm roasting marshmallows, because as you'll notice, they're catching on fire. Foil is better than parchment paper, but just know that if you get too close with your culinary torch, the foil will also melt and torch up a little bit. Please be careful, nobody wants to eat burned charred paper bits or burned charred aluminum foil. Marshmallows on fire! When it comes to toasting marshmallows, I feel like there are two very distinct types of marshmallow toaster eaters. You either like it burnt and charred to a crisp, like this, or you like it just lightly toasted and golden brown. I don't know if I liked totally toasted. I would rather eat the lightly toasted one. How do you like your marshmallows? Do you like them lightly toasted, kind of toasted, or like burned and charred to a crisp? Tell me and drop it in the comments below. I want to know how you like your marshmallows. Now that you are done playing with fire and torching your marshmallows, it is time to roll them into the cookie. So take your cookie dough, mush it around a little bit, and then you're gonna grab your cookie scoop. You're going to scoop your cookie dough into the ball. I'm gonna put the ball in my hand. I'm going to break that in half, tuck one of those little marshmallow halves into the dough and sandwich it. And then I'm gonna use my fingers and I'm gonna pinch all around the sides and the edges to seal that marshmallow inside of the cookie like its nice little home. Once you seal it, I'm gonna roll it between my hands and then I'm gonna flatten it a little bit, kind of like a hockey puck, and then roll it in this coarse sugar. So the coarse sugar is gonna give it a beautiful kind of crackly, crisp outside layer. So you're gonna roll it into that sugar and then smush it and put it on your baking sheet at least 2 inches apart. These cookies do spread a lot while they're baking. You're gonna pop it into your oven at 350 degrees and bake for about 12 to 14 minutes. Make sure you turn the pan around 180 degrees halfway through baking so that your cookies are gonna bake nice and evenly. Woohoo, they're done baking. When you pull them out of the oven, let them sit on the pan to cool for about 5 to 10 minutes before you take them off of the pan and onto a cooling rack. Now the reason is because these cookies are going to be really soft, really gooey. That marshmallow is going to be gooey all over the place, and you need the cookies to harden and stiffen a little bit before you can lift them up and put them onto the pan. All right, our cookies are done and it's time to taste test it. All right, let's see my goo factor. Yeah, look at that, yummy. Look at that yummy marshmallow pull. Perfect. I highly recommend, if you're not eating them warm out of the oven, just pop them into your toaster oven or your microwave for a little bit and heat them up, and they're extra delicious. So you see the cookie is nice and chocolatey and creamy. My marshmallow is pully and gooey. And let's see if it tastes like hot drinking chocolate. My God, my new favorite cookies. And that tiny bit of salt on top. It's gooey and creamy. It's soft. It's a little crunchy on the outside. But kumar. It's my perfect cookie. This is amazing. It's not just a chocolate cookie. It tastes like hot chocolate. So it's like that little chocolate malt powder that I included in the recipe gives it a little creaminess that a regular cookie wouldn't have. That little toasty bit of marshmallow also it just gives it like a burnt kick. So good. They're so good. I hope your cookies turned out as awesome as mine. Thank you for watching this episode of Baking with Chickens. Please like and subscribe, and check out my site, bakingwithchickens.com, for other cookies in the sweater weather series, like the London Fog, the spiced apple cider, buttered rum, and I'm gonna try a Hong Kong style milk tea cookie. I have no idea how I'm gonna make it, but check in for next episodes and see if I make it.